Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today, live at 5 with SFC Define. It is cold. It's cold outside. But I do hope you got out some point today to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful sunshine. It's always good to just be a part of nature and be out in nature. So I want to give you a couple of announcements just as reminders as to what's going on with us here at SFC. Next Saturday, I will be doing a book signing at the High Point Public Library from 10 until 2. So if you would come out, got some books that you can get for stocking stuffers and Christmas gifts for your kids and grandkids and all that good stuff. So come out on November the 19th, which is next Saturday. Also, on what is the date after Thanksgiving? The Black Friday weekend. Black Friday weekend, we're going to be that Saturday. We'll be in Raleigh at the State Fairgrounds. Can't think of the name of the building. I think it's Carr something building. But anyway, we will be there on that Saturday, most of the day on Saturday. So come out. And then on December the 10th, it's the Saturday, the second Saturday in December. I want to do something for you guys because you do so much for me, for us here at SFC. I want you to join me for a holiday party. It's going to be at the eVisions Event Center in Winston-Salem on 2nd Street in Winston-Salem. So again, that date is December the 10th. Please shoot us an inbox and let us know if you want to come, just so we know how to plan. We're going to have some live music and we're going to have some vendors there. We're going to have just some fun and getting to know. And plus, I want to set it up almost like a focus group so that we can see what you guys are looking for from us in the upcoming year. We want to make sure that we have some good relevant topics that we can talk about on Live at 5. And plus, I would love to do like a retreat next year. So all of you that really have supported us and are getting to know us and all of that stuff, we're able to just sit down and do some mind, body, spirit stuff. That's what I was hoping to accomplish when we planned the cruise, but it's all good. We're going to plan something, probably plan something local for 2023, just so that we can get our feet in the ground, because we're trying to impact the community. We're trying to transform as many people as we can into positive thinking adults, productive adults, strong focus and confident adults, defined adults. And I need your help to do that. So put that on your calendar. It's going to be at the Visions Event Center in Winston-Salem, right downtown Winston-Salem, from 1 to 5. It's just a holiday party, a day party. We can come together and have some good stuff going on and happening. So those are a few dates that we've got popping off for the next few weeks. So I want you to join me and be a part of that. For all of you guys that are regulars, Denise and Catherine and Sonia, thank you guys for joining me today. For the rest of you that are on, thank you so much. Even for those of you that are going to go back and check it out later on, thank you for checking it out later on. So let's get into it. So this month's topic is, we're talking about watching your words and how words are so powerful. For all of you that are Bible readers, you know the word, the Bible itself speaks of the power of words. And it says, by thy words, you can be justified, or by your words, you can be condemned. You know, it also says that life and death is in the power of the tongue, which means the power of words. That's where life and death comes from. And I don't think that many of us realize how much power our words have. Our words are creative forces. They are either creative or destructive forces. And I don't think that we remember that when we are talking and running our mouths, even with what we say to each other. And that's really what I want to focus on, is about effective communication. And how we can effectively communicate our intent. We can effectively communicate our goals and our aspirations and the things that we want to accomplish. Because the reason why we don't see a lot of manifestations happening in our lives is we don't have a clear intent. Our intent is created by our words. We think things, but when we start trying to verbalize what we actually want, we don't effectively communicate them. If you don't effectively communicate means putting it out there into the universe effectively, then there is no way that the universe can give you back. And then you're like, well, this is not what I really asked for, but it probably was what you really asked for. This is not what I really meant. It probably was what you meant, especially when you started trying to verbalize and put those words out there. So we're going to really talk about that, if you will, today. Last week, y'all heard me talk a whole lot about this topic, and I didn't get a chance. We were having some little glitches with the system, and we didn't get a chance to see your comments. So I want you to talk to me today about your thoughts behind watching your words and what you think when I say to you that your words are very powerful. They are creative forces, and they can either just build up or tear down. And one of the things that we forget is, I was listening to a guy, I think it was Neville Goddard, I believe is his name, and he was talking about how we could never, ever stop talking to ourselves no more than we could literally stop breathing. They happen at the same time. That we are constantly talking to ourselves. Most of the time, what we're saying is something negative. And what we're saying is, we're saying this, but we're meaning this, or we're meaning this, but saying that. So our words, even when we self-talk, when we talk to ourselves, we're not even effectively communicating to our own selves what we want. So give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. I know that you guys went and saw some of the what we put out last week. If you didn't, go back and take a look, because that started the whole thing going for this month. So what are your thoughts? How important, if you will, how important do you think it is to know what's coming out of your mouth? Do you think that words can destroy? Do you think that words can build up? Do you think that James says that our tongue means the words that come out of our mouth are like a little fire. They cannot be tamed. They're worse than a wild animal that cannot be tamed. What are your thoughts about that? And how many times have you ran into issues where your tongue has gotten you in trouble? It has severed friendships. It has bruised people's hearts and their minds. It has kept people from reaching their maximum potential. It has kept you from reaching your maximum potential. Talk to me today, if you will. I just want to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this topic and how relevant it is to everyday life. Okay? Anybody? I'm gonna give you a chance to type. Put those fingers to work. I'm gonna give you a chance. Give you a chance to talk. Give me something. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. Anybody? All right. Well, all right. I guess we're gonna keep it moving then. I want to hear what you got to say. So just chime in with what you have to say. Okay. Hey, there we go. I knew Denise was gonna have something for me. Words are very powerful, especially when you're saying negative things. Absolutely. And so many of us, Denise, have conditioned ourselves in a way that's so negative, and it has become so pertinent to our personality that we don't even know that we're saying those things. The travesty is we say it to ourselves. The way we talk to other people, we talk to ourselves like that too. We don't realize it because we say, well, that's just who I am. You got to deal with it. But you're not just who you are to somebody else. You're who you are to you as well. Okay? So you've got to make sure you keep that in mind. It is negative, and we tend to mess up our lives, our own lives, with our own negative. Like I told you before, scripture says that by your words you can be justified, by your words you can be condemned. That means that your words have the power to create a beautiful life for you, have the power to create everything that you want, or the same words out of the same mouth can have a destructive element to it, and it simply can mess up your life. It can mess up the goals and the aspirations that you really want out of life. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And we want to blame other people It's nobody but you. Because it doesn't matter what anybody says about you. It's about what you say about yourself. So my challenge to you when it comes to effective communication is, what are you saying to yourself? Are you effectively communicating what you really want out of self? Or are you basing what you really want off of what somebody else said about you? Okay. So are you effectively communicating to yourself? So every day, in order to be an effective communicator, that means you got to pay attention to details. You've got to think about what comes out of your mouth before it comes out of your mouth. You've got to guard your thoughts and watch your thoughts, because thoughts becomes words, which becomes things. So in essence, thoughts are things. So if you have a negative mindset and you're constantly thinking, woe is me, why is this happening to me, why did I lose this, why did I go through this, all of that stuff, all of that is negative talk, and you are being an effective communicator on the negative end of the spectrum. What happens if you change your mindset, which will in turn change your words, which will in turn change the experiences that you encounter throughout life? Okay, we've talked about this numerous times before, how important it is, and you are the planter of the seed. Your words are seeds that are planted into the universe. Your words are seeds that will go out. If you think about the scripture too, I think it was Isaiah. In Isaiah says, everything that comes out of my mouth, it will accomplish wherever I send it. It's going to produce, it's going to make something happen. And the thing about it, there is no deviation. That's just a general statement. If it goes out of your mouth, it will produce what you want it to produce. It will accomplish what you say it's going to accomplish. That's why you've got to effectively communicate, because the negative can produce as well, not just positive words that come out of your mouth, but the negative words that come out of your mouth, they will accomplish and they will produce as well. Denise says, words are like a two-edged sword. However, do you feel not saying anything can tear you down by not expressing your true thoughts? Not necessarily saying it's negative, but expressing your true thoughts. I've always been taught, Denise, that there is a right way to say anything. It's all in how you say it. That's what effective communication is. I think that, we mix too many emotions into what we say, and we are driven by emotion. You have to remember that whatever you're feeling, it is temporary. It is going to pass. So you have to watch what you say so that you can make sure that you don't sow the wrong seed, because what you sow, you will reap, and it may not be from it may not happen next week. It may not happen next month, but it will happen. Sometimes those seeds are planted so deep that it takes them a while to grow and get through that stuff, but they will grow. I'm not saying don't express yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all. Remember, the subtopic is effective communication, and you can express those thoughts and you can do it in an effective way to get your point across in the absence of anger, in the absence of frustration, in the absence of bitterness. You simply can say what you feel and do it effectively. So you will sow some good seeds, and you won't have to in turn later on reap something negative that you sown. So it's that's just something that we have to keep in mind. Okay, have to keep in mind. We're just going to make sure that we are moving in a direction of positivity. That's the goal in effective communication. Being able to express your thoughts without hurting somebody, being able to express your thoughts without having to go back and see the weeds that they're sowing. I got my little monster here with me today. Yeah, we have to get to that place where we know how to use our words to construct and not destruct. We have to learn how to use our words so that we can build up. The more you build yourself up with self-talk and being able to effectively communicate to yourself what you want out of life, the more you can help other people do the same. Okay, so we have to make sure that we use our words in a positive, constructive way. Because what goes out, remember, if you would just think about every word that goes out of your mouth. Every word is like a little seed. Okay, just think this. Look at this analogy for a moment. Every word that goes out of your mouth is like a seed, and the world, people, circumstances, it's the field that you are deciding to plant those seeds in. Okay, so every time that you speak a word, think of it as a seed, and it goes out and it will eventually take root. Okay, what do you want it to come back as? Do you want it to come back as something positive, or do you want it to come back as something negative? You can rest assured that it's going to come back. It's going to produce. It's going to produce, I promise. Denise says, yes, that is true. But going back to reaction versus responding, for me, I try to respond to a situation. Absolutely. And that by responding, Denise, you put thought behind it. Reaction is driven off of emotionalism. Okay, this is what I've always been taught. When you react, it's driven off of emotionalism. When you respond, it's cognitive. It's not emotional. Okay, so when you respond, that means you've put thought behind it. That means that you have thought through it. You know exactly what you want to say. You know how it's going to come out. Being reactionary simply means that you are being emotional and you're speaking purely out of emotionalism. So yeah, absolutely. You can pull that right in there together, reaction versus responding, because reaction is emotionalism. Responding is completely and totally cognitive. Okay. It means that you put thought behind it. That means you don't have to go back and you don't have to apologize for something that you could have said better or could have said differently or shouldn't have said at all. You really have thought about it. And that's effective communication. You effectively communicate when you respond. You ineffectively communicate when you react. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's what I want you to make sure. Like, watching your words is something so powerful. It has helped me. You know, there are times when I still fall into that reactionary mode, and I say things based off of how I feel for that moment. I get frustrated, I get upset, I get, angry or whatever, and I totally respond. And I find that every time I do that, I feel such a conviction. I feel such a conviction because I immediately think, man, I could have said that differently. I shouldn't have said that at all. So you have to keep that in mind. When you sit down and you are an effective communicator, you simply, you understand what you are about to say. You think about it. You think how methodical you're going to be when you place your words. You think how strategic you're going to be. And that means that there is no conviction. You said it, you meant it. And that is effective communication. And that's what this whole segment is about. It's about watching what you say and watching your words. And I'm not talking about just you speaking to or about somebody else. I'm talking about you speaking to you or speaking about you. We say all the time, if I said, let me borrow $1, and you say, no, I ain't got no dollar. I am broke I can't do, I'm broke. Well, that's a word that's coming out of your mouth. And you do that, and that's what is created in the atmosphere. So being broke is the seed that is sown, and that is what is produced. I'd rather say, I got it, but I can't afford to give it to you right now. Or I can't lend it to you right now. I can't give it to you right now. That is a whole different spin. That means that my situation is temporary. And, come back tomorrow, come back next week, I might have $1 to give you. I'm just saying, but it changes, and you don't sow those seeds that you don't want to see come up later on. When you say, I'm tired of going to work every day. I'm tired. Everything in the universe starts creating that. So you are more tired and you are more tired and you are more tired. I don't like my job. So everything in the universe, we have to watch our words. Our words are so powerful that it either creates or destroys what we want. Every time you talk about negative about your job, the universe goes into action so that it will give you exactly what you want. It's that simple. And I promise you, when you start taking notice to some of these things, you can wake up every morning and say, I feel great today. Today is going to be my day. Today is going to be my day. And everything will turn in your favor. You get all the lights driving to work. You get all this stuff. But if you can, on the other end of the spectrum, you say, man, I hate it. I don't even want to get out of the bed. The day is going to be horrible. Today is just, I don't even want to go to work. I don't want to. And that's what comes to you. Our words are so powerful. Denise says, one point would be, we are human and make mistakes, or reacting to a situation will happen. Absolutely. But going to the person and sincerely apologizing gives you more awareness of how your words are being spoken. Absolutely. But the whole objective here, Denise, is to not have to go back and apologize to that person. Okay. And yes, we are human. Yes, we do make mistakes. Yes, we are reactionary at times based on the situation. I totally get that. I am so guilty of that. I'll be the first to tell you. But the objective is, if you want to watch your words, you got to first watch your thoughts. Okay. You watch your thoughts, you watch your words, and you don't sow those negative seeds. Thank you for that, Denise, because you're right. We all are human and we will make a mistake. We're going to make more than one mistake. We're going to be good today and everything that comes out of our mouth is going to be positive. But then tomorrow, most of 90% of it, 75% of it may be negative. We are human and we're going to make mistakes. But the idea or the objective here is to start being mindful of what comes out of your mouth, because what comes out of your mouth produces exactly what you say. I hate her. She makes me sick. I wish she wasn't here. Well, that's what happens. Guess what? That whole scenario, you're sowing that seed. You're sowing that seed and you don't want to sow that seed. Okay. Make sure that you watch your words. I challenge you this week that you start being intentional about what comes out of your mouth. And he says, yes, you are correct. Understood your point and objective. Just point is well taken. Love you, Denise. I appreciate you so much. Absolutely. But guys, watch your words. Okay. Watch your words. Be an effective communicator. Always put something positive out into the atmosphere through words so that you can always get something back positive, because your words produce. They do everything they produce. It will not return void. Wherever you send it, it will produce. I promise you that. That is scripture. That is a law. It will produce. So make sure you're putting some good seed in the ground wherever you send it, because it will come back. Okay. Effective communication. Effective communication is key, because you can use your words, your mouth, your tongue to be a constructive force or a destructive force. Okay. Listen, that's it for today. We are going to make sure that we post those announcements on our site, on my site, SFC site. You guys, when we send you something, please share it, like it, do all that stuff. Also, go to my YouTube channel. Will you do that? And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every time that we do a live at 5, it is on YouTube as well. So we're streaming it on YouTube, whatever we do on YouTube. So go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Send your friends over. So many of you email me or DM me and tell me that you've passed what we've said on to friends and it has helped them. That's what we're trying to do, okay? We're trying to start this company that will allow us to transform individuals into strong, focused, confident adults, okay? Let's do it together. It's better when we do it together, all right? You guys have a safe day, a safe week. Watch your words, and we'll talk again next Sunday, all right? Bye.